good, y'all? It's Project Man. Today we're back at getting another video. This is gonna be DJ doing a predictions for my wrestling fans out there. You know WWE Backlash is coming up, so we're gonna go ahead and predict that thing right about now. I was gonna do it yesterday, but I got caught up with some stuff, so we're gonna end up going ahead and do it on Thursday as of the day of this recording. If you see a little grease right there, it's a little goddamn, you know, ointment action for my little dry, deteriorating, dry skin, so that's what it's for, and everything. So for those who don't know why my face gonna be glowing a little bit, that's why. Anyway, let's go ahead and predict this, man. Y'all let me know y'all predictions down below if you watch Keep Up With The Show. Y'all let me know what y'all predictions are for this weekend, but I'm gonna give you mine. So before I actually address any of the matches, I'm gonna start off by saying I wish they would do 6 matches instead of 5. Like, I feel like they're B-level pay-per-views / PLEs. There should be 6 matches. Like, for WrestleMania and SummerSlam, that is when I agree you should save like 7-8 matches a night. That's what you should save for like a WrestleMania or SummerSlam. This is I agree with like 7 matches. I agree with that. But I feel like the B-level PLEs, like a Crown Jewel or like a Clash in Italy that they have this year, or like maybe a night, I don't know if they're probably not going to do Night of Champions, but like a Money in the Bank, Backlash, those to me should have 6 matches. Like, I know it don't sound like there's one more match, but I think people don't understand that adding one more match makes a world of a difference on the card, more than you may realize or are willing to give credit for. But and also it mixes up with how many talent can get on the show. You see a plethora of different talent on these shows rather than like the exact same people every single PLE. Like, you keep about 3 or 4 people that consistently are wrestling on each PLE, but outside of those, like maybe 3 or 4 people, it should be, to me, a constant rotation of new people getting on these PLEs. And if anything, you could save your other big matches for like main event TV matches. Nonetheless, that's just my opinion on that. Start us off with John Cena, who apparently is going to show up again. At first, it was like a rumor because people seen that it was on some type of spreadsheet or whatever. But then John Cena came out and said that he is indeed going to be there. I actually want to be a little more accurate by reading his exact tweet. So we'll just go ahead and search up John Cena, who does follow me on Twitter. Now, he does follow a lot of people on Twitter, but he don't follow everybody. He follows a lot of people, but he don't follow everybody. So I'm in the clear. I can be still considered special. So actually, let's go ahead and he actually posted a video too. I did not know this. Hold on, let me go to my reaction screen just so that y'all know what I'm looking at. Okay, this is the tweet though. It's official. I'm headed. Oh, let me read like Johnson. It's official. I'm headed to WWE Backlash, and after months of planning and effort, I am so excited to break some history-making news. I can't promise it'll be perfect, but I can promise it will change the WWE experience for superstars and fans. I'll see you live Saturday in Tampa or at home. So yeah, we got that going on for on the ESPN app. Yeah. So that was that. But actually posted a video. I'm just looking now. I just found this out live. So we'll go ahead and see what he said in the little video right here he got up here. Let me go right here. WWE Universe, hey, John Cena here. Wait a minute. Wait. If he wear this, I'm with it. Because y'all know suit wearing Cena be sounding too corporate and professional. He need to dress like this. I'm not saying bring back the jorts, but you know what? How about this? Retire the jorts, bring the cargo shorts. There we go. We need a bigger campaign. Retire the jorts, bring the cargo shorts. Facts. Tell me he gonna be wearing this, man. Come on, bro. Casual Cena is what I want to see. Suit wearing Cena is too corporate and by the book. I feel like that Cena is almost like not allowed to have fun and be charismatic like we know he is. So I need this Cena to show up. But yeah, let's go. WWE Universe, hey, John Cena here, standing in Thunder Alley outside of Benchmark International Arena in Tampa Bay. In just a few days, I have a major announcement inside this building that is going to shock the very foundation of WWE. From its fans to its superstars, from its champions down to its rookies. I'm so grateful Tampa is allowing me a place to make this announcement. Thank you, WWE. See it live on ESPN in the States and Netflix around the world, but don't miss Backlash. I'm so excited, and I'll see you there. Yep. WWE.
Now wait.
Hey, John Cena.
All right. We love the GOAT, but yeah. All right. Shut up. No, I'm just kidding.
Anyway, that's what Cena said. Okay, he's saying it was shock. Okay, so now we just see it a little more. I don't know if y'all was able to hear that. I think, yeah, it shouldn't be my. Y'all might have heard it. My desktop audio shouldn't be disconnected, so y'all might have heard that shit. If you didn't, it was basically him saying what the kind of tweet said, you know what I'm saying? It's going to shock the fans and the stars of what he's going to announce. He's got a major announcement, all this other shit. That being said, a lot of people, or I should say, people have said it's probably going to be about what they've been presenting, like WWE Club, like which they got a whole, I guess you can get like a whole bundle that can kind of allow you to get certain benefits from attending these shows and stuff like that, you know? So some people think it's going to be that. I don't think it's going to be anything massive like announcing like a WrestleMania in Wembley Stadium, you know, because they would probably do that in London. That would make sense, right? Because Rock announced, well, when it was supposed to be in New Orleans, Rock announced in New Orleans last year that WrestleMania was going to be in New Orleans for WrestleMania 42, which is what we just got done with. But nonetheless, that didn't happen, but, you know. So, but yeah, it would make sense to do it in the place you're going to do it at, you know what I mean? That being, which is what I hope we do get eventually, whether that's, you know, next year or the year after that. Hopefully it will be in like a Wembley Stadium. But nonetheless, I don't know what the announcement going to be. It probably is not going to be anything truly exciting, considering the fact that he said, oh, it might shock some, and it might not, or, you know, people might love it, people might, you know, hate it, or what. That kind of lets you know it's probably not going to be nothing that we're probably going to be necessarily jumping up and down for. But I'm willing to be proven wrong. But yeah, Cena's going to be there. Hopefully he shows up in his casual wear, like how we saw in the video. Hopefully he show up like that, because I ain't gonna lie, suit wearing Cena feel too corporate, man. But get the damn, just keep the cap. Look, he don't need to wear the Cena gear. Just wear the, like what he wore in the video. I think that Cena is casual. Cena is the best Cena. Like, he don't necessarily need to wear the whole get up, but I seen him on like a Joe Rogan podcast, I think, and he was wearing exactly what we just saw in the video. I think that Cena is like, come on, man, make Cena look comfortable. He don't need to be wearing suits. You know what I mean? I don't get this whole thing with WWE superstars. I don't get to understand with like retired people wearing suits. Like, if they're gonna show up in WWE, do a little promo or whatever, or talk a little bit about whatever WWE got going on when a legend wants to get brought back in, I think they should be casual, man. Like, come on, man. They don't need to wear you don't see Stone Cold trying to wear no damn suit. I think the only time Stone Cold wore a suit was his Hall of Fame speech. You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck out of here. You know what I mean? Anyway, all right, let them dress casually. We know who they is. They don't need to dress professional for us. Anyway, let's get to the actual predictions. Let's get into that bad boy. I think I will start off with a big match between, I should start it with this. Seth Rollins versus Braun Breaker. Now, shout out my boy Braun Breaker. I will say, I think in my opinion, I think this would be a super califragilisticexpialidocious fireness to start off the show, you know what I mean? Because Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker, I've really been enjoying the build between them. I like that Braun Breaker this is so cool to see Braun Breaker get more mic time, because, you know, he has that natural charisma. He does have the it factor. So I think and he's, you know, he's a Steiner, so he's kind of born with personality. But granted, but that being said, I love the fact that they've been giving him mic time. It's not like they've been having Heyman do all his promos and stuff. I love it, because at the end of the day, if he's going to be the face of the company, like they're, you know, pretty much positioning him to be, then, I mean, he's going to have to do that. So I like the back and forth they had. You know, Braun Breaker, I remember he was making fun of Seth Rollins' voice and said that I was already on the come up. I didn't really, like, need you to get me to that next level. And now Seth Rollins was like, you know, he's like, you know, Seth Rollins is the best to be a number 2. And then Seth obviously hit him with the, you know, did you get that one from your, you know, did you get your, you know, dad and uncle for that, you know, hookup, you know, for your hookup? Did you get that line from them? And because at the end of the day, you know, you're not even the second best in your own family. So I like the back and forth that they did right there, man. Told a lot of great story. Got into some good old fashioned little argument right there, man. And then they had a great brawl throughout the show this past week. I thought that was great. Both of them attacking each other. Freaking Braun Breaker launching my boy Montez Ford up and over that freaking top rope with that kind of Northern Light style suplex, and then just dropping Dawkins right on the back of his neck. That was great. You know, that was a great back and forth. It was entertaining for the show. But nonetheless, I think this is probably the biggest match on the card that's not the main event. That being said, I actually think this would be a strong show opener. Both of these guys can wrestle. Both you know, Braun Breaker's an athletic freak. Seth Rollins is a great athlete. So that being considered and said, thought and heard, there's no reason why this shouldn't be a fantastic match. That I will say, I do think Braun Breaker will get the win over Seth Rollins. I know that Seth Rollins got beat up by Braun Breaker, and in wrestling that kind of means that the guy who gets beat up before the PLE is probably the guy that's going to win. But that doesn't always apply. I know it's kind of been the thing, but I don't think that applies here, because even though, yes, Seth Rollins did just lose at WrestleMania, I could see him winning this match only off the back of the fact that he did just lose at WrestleMania. But in order for Braun Breaker to really be like the future I think he has to at least, if they even do a series of matches, I think Braun would have to at least win the first one to establish like, hey, this guy ain't playing around. We're setting him up for something big. You know what I mean? And they even teased the Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns thing that they could either play out at SummerSlam this year or next year WrestleMania. You never know. But yeah, I do think Braun Breaker nonetheless is going to get the win here. I don't think you have him have this strong return and be the future of the business and then lose to the guy. I can't. I don't know if I get with that. But nonetheless, I got Braun Breaker winning this. Should be a great match. Both guys are great athletes. So let's see them cook something great. Next match I'm going to go to. I'm going to kind of go in the order of what I think they might do as far as like when what match will happen where. The second match is usually where they calm the crowd down, so I do think this is where Danhausen will be. Danhausen has to find a partner, and he will be going against The Miz and Kit Wilson. I could see the partner being a CM Punk because he's a star to put on the show, and apparently I think him and Punk actually have like a friendship off screen and stuff like that. So him and Danhausen legitimately. So I think that would be pretty cool. I think Cole said it's somebody who loves money, and Punk is all, here to make money, not friends. You know what I mean? So I can see that happening. There's been a crazy names thrown out like Shane McMahon, or I wouldn't be shocked if it was a Jelly Roll, just because, reports were that they were going to continue this until Pat McAfee just said, I'm out of here. They were going to apparently do Cody and Jelly Roll versus Pat McAfee and Randy Orton. And no offense, but because I'm not like a hater of like a Jelly Roll or Pat McAfee, but that just is not what I wanted to see. Like, especially with two main event guys like that, you don't need to be putting them in like celebrity tag matches like that. You save that for the guys that are kind of like that upper mid card. That's where you can, I feel, put a celebrity in, but putting them in there with like a main event talent who like in the middle of a main event program that should be going on between Cody and Randy, like, nah, I didn't like them being inserted into that. But nonetheless, I do think I will choose CM Punk. It could be good, could be wrong, but I could choose CM Punk to be the guy. I would choose CM Punk, predict CM Punk to be the guy, and that Danhausen and whoever he chooses will end up winning this match because they did get the better of Danhausen last week, did the Miz and Kit Wilson, and Miz pretending like he was going to be with Danhausen to make Mizhausen, and then he turned on him. So I think Danhausen will get his get back by getting a big name like a CM Punk, and I think this would be cool. Like, it could be Jelly Roll, you never know, but I'm going to predict CM Punk. The match, I think, will most likely, I could be all wrong on this, by the way, as far as the order of the card, but what I would think may come next is Trick Williams versus Sami Zayn. Unless they want to put a women's match right there in the middle. They could do that too. I guess since it's only one women's match, I guess I'll just put that. Io versus Asuka. This story obviously had the catalyst of Kairi Sane, but then she got released for stupid reasons as far as like, yeah, you got to do, I guess they got to do the little cuts to save the little petty pocket change, as I call it, but they shouldn't have released Kairi. Or if you were going to release her, I feel like that should have been done like after this story culminated, then maybe you can release Kyrie and kind of let them know ahead of time, like, hey, you probably gonna be getting cut, so this probably be your last match. Have a blow off for you. I wish she would have at least got like a blow off with this Io Asuka stuff where she turns on Asuka and we get a match between them on like Monday Night Raw or something like that. That way she could at least blow off the feud before they cut her. But nonetheless, I just think having her not complete the storyline is crazy. Now, one has the bold prediction. I have Io winning this match. It's been a nice feud, again, except when they took out Kyrie, then it kind of faltered off. But nonetheless, I do think Io will get the win over Asuka, and because she's kind of been getting the better of her by interrupting her matches and all this other stuff. So that being said, and costing her matches, so I do think Io will win this, and I think it should be a great match. Both girls can obviously go bell to bell. Right, Asuka more as a technical, and striker type of a wrestler, and Io being a high flyer. I think this will be a good styles clash. Mad. I said mad. My bad. I had to get this down the drain. Stay hydrated. Nonetheless, yeah, Io will get the win. Now, the question is, are we going to pull our truth where the We Want Kyrie chants are enough for WWE, like it was what We Want Truth? Is it enough for them to bring her back in a black hoodie? I'll say this. I'm willing to be surprised if it does happen, because I think that's kind of cool from a standpoint of, I think it's cool when the the fans can really show their love for somebody to the point where WWE is forced to get out of their corporate ways and bring people back. I think that is cool for the fans to have that type of power, because at the end of the day, the great thing about the fans, whether they be saying some wild shit or not, or be saying just stupid stuff or not, at least when we can all universally agree that we want a certain person in the WWE, it's good when you can make the WWE like go, you know what, we got to bring this person back because the fans are showing love for this person. So I think it's cool when fans can bring people back, because at the end of the day, it lets you know the fans, even like I say, even though they be saying sometimes some stupid stuff, it's good when we can all universally agree on a good thing, and it can lead to great stuff for the company. But nonetheless, if it does happen again, I'm willing to be surprised. I think it is unlikely it will happen, but again, I'm willing to be surprised, and I'm not ruling it out as a possibility. So, but nonetheless, no matter what happens, I do have EO winning this match. Now, we get on to the United States Championship between my boy, Trick Williams, whooped that trick himself, versus Sami Zayn. You know, the United States Championship is on the line again. Oh, shoot, my phone fell out. I don't know, man. I mean, I can see... I hurry up because I gotta go in like a couple minutes, but I could see. I mean, Trick Williams to me is gonna win, but I don't know if he'll win by way of like a DQ or something, because Sami Zayn, you know, with them kind of doing this, them kind of really seemingly really trying to go through with this double turn, even though I think Trick is cooler as a heel. I think they're really about to really try to go fully through with this double turn, especially with Sami Zayn unjustifiably causing a live murder in the middle of that ring of the gingerbread man. I don't think that was right. You know, they're gonna have their funeral service and everything. Maybe even get a 10-bell salute. But nonetheless, I do think Trick Williams will. I mean, he'll retain the title. I don't know if he'll win, because y'all know the whole championship rules is like you can lose by like a DQ or a count out and still retain your title. So I could maybe see Sammy maybe fully doing a heel turn here by maybe getting disqualified or something. Or Trick Williams will just straight up win this match. I don't know. But I do think Trick will retain. I might just go ahead and say Trick will win, even though I could actually see it being some type of DQ finish, because Sammy's a heel, and that's a way to keep the title on Trick. But I will have Trick Williams still winning this, even though, like I said, it is possible that it could be like a DQ from Sami Zayn, because he is pretty much going to be a heel now, and they've positioned him to be that way with the way he's been acting and talking every week, and the fans getting the boos and them putting him in positions where they know the fans aren't going to like him. I think it sucks that they couldn't capitalize on Sami Zayn's momentum that he got from the bloodline to be a world champion, you know, in at least 2024 or 5. But nonetheless, I think, you know, Sami is great out of the way. So I think the heel turn should do him well if they do fully go with it here and have Sami really embrace it and not try to be like this guy who is basically getting booed, but then still trying to act like he's a good guy. You know what I mean? I don't know. But either way, Trick Williams will retain this title. I'm going to just say he will win this match as well, even though, like I said, could see a DQ coming in here. The question is, will we see Yachty, though? You know what I'm saying? I don't think he was on the show last week, so hopefully we can see Yachty. You know what I mean? A little boat. Anyway, main event time, and I got to go. Roman Reigns versus Jacob Fatu. By the way, I hope Trick Williams can also do like maybe a Carmelo Hayes feud or like a Ricky Saints feud after this, because I don't think we need to do much longer. Like, I don't think we need a third match between Trick and Sammy after this. I don't think it warrants that. But nonetheless, hopefully they can get some, you know, like a good feud going there and stuff like that. With people like Ricky Saints and Carmelo Hayes, you know, stuff like that. You know, I wouldn't even mind if they saved the Trick and Melo for like a SummerSlam, right? We'd have to wait a little while, but you know, nonetheless, moving on. Trick and Ilya, I mean, we know they can put on a banger, so after this, I would not mind a Trick Ilya feud. They can cook up. And hell, I wouldn't even mind if you do a program where maybe Ilya beats him the first time and Trick Williams gets it back the second time. Like that, so that Ilya's just not taking another loss. I can see some shit like that. But nonetheless, World Heavyweight Championship match between Roman Reigns and Jacob Fatu. That boy Jacob Fatu been putting that tongue in death grip, man. Been choking Roman out. You know, that was that one week they didn't have AC, so Roman really was selling how much he was getting choked up by that damn move or about that damn grip, and then Jacob did it again. Love what Jacob's been doing. I think this feud has brought, I mean, he's in there with Roman Reigns, so it makes sense, but I think this feud has brought up a lot of Jacob's best promos out of him really just getting his story and his real life over, as the fact that, like, hey, not only do I want the shoe deals and a better school for my kids and all this, private jets and all this other stuff that comes with being the tribal chief and being the world champion. Like, right, empty, like Juice WRLD. Empty out your pockets, I need all that. You know what I'm saying? Jacob trying to get all that Roman Reigns has. And then Roman Reigns saying, hey, I'm been the one, like, provide, Roman's whole thing, right? I've been providing for this whole family. I'm over here trying to provide for generations of, our family and children's and all that to children to come and stuff like that. Like, I'm basically fighting for something way bigger, for all of our family, not just like, your family or something like that. And how him telling Jacob that, that he's beneath him. I like that Jacob's the type of guy where, like, the second something gets too disrespectful, he attacks you. I like that with, like, a lot of time we see guys, talk some shit to each other and it kind of just ends with them standing there. I like that Jacob's the guy where, like, you say one thing that's too over the line in his mind is too over the line, boom, attacking you right on sight. I like that. Fits his personality anyway. So, nonetheless, been good. I thought the build has been pretty good. He didn't get Roman fully through that table, but hey, it got the message over that he trying to take that World Heavyweight Championship and stand on business. That being said, I do think Roman Reigns will retain this. I think they'll probably have him. They'll probably do a thing where Roman will probably lose it at like a SummerSlam, even though he's reportedly not going to be there for those June dates, even though he said he was going to be there all summer. I don't know what's up with that. But nonetheless, I do think Roman Reigns will retain, and Jacob will probably go back to SmackDown. But this should be a good match. I'm glad they're doing this match. Because a lot of us thought this was going to happen like in 2024 or, early 2025 when they were teasing this match. If y'all remember with it was Solo and Jacob together in the same group, and it was going against Roman Reigns, and they were going to get beating up Roman and stuff like that. So I'm actually glad we got to this Roman Jacob match where Jacob is coming off the back of a big win over Drew at WrestleMania. So I actually like that they went with this feud because they had been teasing this match in the past. So I'm glad we're actually getting it, and it's not like lost on them that we did want this match. So should be a great main event. I'm guessing it is going to be the main event. That being considered, said, thought, and heard, I do think Roman will get the win here, but I like the fact that it's brought a lot out of Jacob, just kind of explain his life story, saying he got to fight for that world championship, because the whole thing when he says all gas, no brakes is all about never going back where he came from and, leveling up his household and stuff like that. So I think that's really cool. But nonetheless, all that being said, should be a great match. Jacob's a crazy athlete. Roman Reigns can go in the ring as well, so should be a great match. And overall, this PLE, if they give it time, because there's only going to be 5 matches anyway, hopefully it's not like SummerSlam with all the ads and stuff. So I think that Backlash should be overall a great show. And coming out of this, I don't know. I could see Jacob going back to SmackDown. I don't know if I really see this as a series of matches. And I don't want it to be, especially if Roman's going to lose at like a SummerSlam. I would like to see him face new competition, whether that's a Seth or they won't do this, right, for my boy, like a LA Knight. But, that would be something cool. But the only problem is he would have to lose another big match, so I don't know about that. But I would love to see, nonetheless, Roman face a lot of different competition. You know what I'm saying? Whether that be a Oba or, like I said, a LA Knight, a Seth Rollins, some other guys so that we can differentiate his title reign. And I do think Roman should win this clean, because they've not really had the Usos come out there, and I like that, because I don't know, to me I don't know if it's just me, it seems like we're kind of past that, like him using the Usos for interference, especially considering he's like a face / tweener. It's kind of seemed like he's above needing the Usos to interfere in his matches. That felt way more like a heel Roman Reigns thing, and now that the fans love him and chanting the OTC and all that, I think it's kind of I think we're already kind of done with that. Like with him using the Usos to interfere, I think we're kind of past that. Especially if they want to tell this story of like Roman and his bloodline being at the top again. I think we need to do it way different, because obviously they're all at a different point in their career. And also, like I said, he's not a heel dominant champion like he once was. So I do not mind at all. And honestly, to me, it doesn't even fit to even have the Usos interfere anymore. Especially when Roman beat Punk clean at WrestleMania. Felt very refreshing, not only to see a Mania not end with a bunch of shenanigans, but also to see Roman win a match clean. And like a high profile match like that was great to see, and a refreshing sight nonetheless. But anyway, love, appreciate you guys. You let me know with the predictions if you were keeping up with WWE, and I shall see y'all next video, man. At the end of the day, when I say it is what it is, what it's going to be is this certified legitimized elite class prodigy coming out with the content, the videos, the bangers. Time and time again for you guys doing my thing and doing the well to the best of my ability. See y'all in the next one. That's all you need to know, and that's the vibe that DJ's on.